Hello, everyone. John Frausto with Topspin Tennis coming to you from the wonderful Rancho Mirage Resort in Palm Springs, California. It's absolutely gorgeous here. And I'm at the 2024 RSPA World Conference, and we've been just blessed to have some phenomenal presenters. And I wanted to share one of the presenters' information to you because it was Kamau Murray. And as many of you know, he coached Sloan Stephens to her highest ranking or rating, which was number 3 in the world on the WTA Tour back in 2018. She won the 2017 US Open, so that was her big claim to fame. But she had a pretty spectacular career, really, really good athlete. Kamau was a good athlete as well. He played Division I tennis, came from a family, I think some sisters were Division I athletes as well. And it was interesting, he talked about his dad, who was a lawyer, a very good athlete as well. And Kamau lost a tournament, and the dad had to miss a court case in order to get Kamau to the tournament. Kamau lost, and Dad told him, said, I missed a court case for this. You need to win. And it kept it that simple, and that stuck with Kamau. I don't know if I'd use that approach, but it worked for Kamau Murray because he's gone on to have a successful career, and he's a WTA coach and doing some wonderful things on the south side of Chicago. So pretty interesting little tidbit there. But some golden nuggets that he shared, and it's just refreshing to hear this because as a coach, I think sometimes we dive into the minutia and we feel like we have to overteach, which I think is not good. I personally like to keep it simple, right, and kind of let these players try to figure it out on themselves. These kids are really, really smart, so give them some credit. So Kamau said with Sloan, and this is in general for a lot of the players, he said it takes about 70 balls, hitting 70 balls to really get comfortable in a match, right? You think the 5 minutes are going to do it, and they really don't, because in that 5 minutes, it's a few ground strokes, some volleys, maybe a couple of overheads and some serves and returns, and then you're starting the match. So he said it takes really about 70 balls. So once you get into the match, he said, throw the game plan out the window, unless there's a player, an opponent that has like a glaring weakness, like a backhand or movement, running down short balls, things like that. But he said, just plan on throwing out the game plan for the first 3 games. Really look to just, move that ball, get the ball in play, really focus on your movement. Try to figure out some inefficiencies from the opponent, their weaknesses. But those first 3 games, just throw out the game plan. Just go out there and make some balls. Another thing he said too early in that match is basically just hit through the middle of the court. Put balls through the middle of the court. That way you're playing with margin. You're taking angles away from your opponent, right? And you just start grooving the stroke. You start feeling the ball. You get a sense for the pace of the game and how your opponent's gonna react to that. After that, once you get a good feel, then what you're gonna do is you can start moving the ball around the court, right? Maybe try to open things up with short angles. Start throwing in some drop shots. Maybe a serve and volley. Just start changing things up a little bit. But I just found that very interesting that, and now we're just gonna hit through the middle of the court. He talks about big target aggression, right? We're not aiming for lines. Pick big targets and hit to those. That's important. And that's at the WTA level, right? You would think at that level, it's just like, no, tiny targets, aim close to the baseline, aim close to the sidelines. And that's not the case. His advice is big targets and, get a feel for the match, get into it, and then kind of go from there. So I just thought that was really, really interesting information, and it's things that I talk about, you know. He also talked about like 3 tenants as far as the ball and you making shots. He said, watch the pros and how few of them hit into the net. So they play with margin over the net. They get air under the ball and the net doesn't come into play. I don't know if you've heard this before, but I think it's kind of cool. It's like, what does the word tennis spell backwards? So I'll give you a little time to think about that. What is the word tennis spelled backwards? It's sinet. It's a sin to hit into the net. Remember, we've got all this space above us. Look at that beautiful blue sky here in California. We've got all this space above us, yet we give this 3-foot net so much credit. Don't do it. Work that ball above the net. Work that margin. Take the net out of play. Make sure that net is bored. Don't give it any credit. Don't give it any play time. Focus on air time and not play time for the net. So I thought that was interesting. He also said, like, let's say you're playing on a blue tennis court. There's a lot more blue than there is green around it. So keep that ball inside the lines. Let's stop hitting out. Stop hitting long, wide. So that was another good one. And then he said, you know, have pride in just making one more ball. You got to have pride in just making one more shot, because there's nothing more deflating to an opponent than when you make one more ball, right? I call them 50-50 balls. You got a 50-50 chance at making that ball. And it's amazing when you have that attitude and effort that I'm going to make this one more ball. I think it's kind of like, it can kind of be like a body blow in boxing, where by you just making that one more shot, it totally deflates them. It doesn't knock them out, but that one little body blow or that body shot can knock them out later on. So that was very interesting to me. So good stuff. Really hope you like this information, you guys. I'm gonna continue to do this, and sorry, I kind of lost it there. It was weird. My gimbal kind of went wacky on me. Don't know what happened there, but can edit that out. So anyway, I hope you like the information, you guys. Thanks so much for your support. If you want to get more of these videos in the future, hit that notification bell so you get updates on my newest videos. Leave a comment as well. What are some other things that you think from a simplicity standpoint can really help tennis players as well? And yeah, leave a comment below. So anyway, have a great day. Thanks so much for your support. Take care.